In this video, we're going to continue with the RC book list series, and we're going to cover in this one books number 86 to 90. So let's get started. Hi there, welcome back to our house, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Karen, and I like to help families achieve sustainable and also enjoyable homeschooling. And for us, a huge piece of that puzzle is the Robinson curriculum because it focuses on the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic, and they get a lot of these other subjects, a lot of topical science and history, geography, poetry, all of that. They get it through this amazing book list. Now, in this book list, you will find some of the best in American history that is in the public domain. So if you really wanted to scour around, you could probably find this for free. But the convenience with RC, what you're paying for, is the collection of all of that information already for you. When you purchase the Robinson curriculum, that is only $195 K through 12 for the whole family, which they haven't raised their prices since the 90s. It's amazing. You get all the book files, so you can print them out and you can make your own books, which I have several videos on this channel showing you that process. It's very cost effective if you have the right printer. It's cheaper than the gas to go to the library, but you won't even find a lot of these books, unfortunately, in the library anymore. You can also download those PDF files into something like Goodreads on your iPad, and boom, you're ready to go. You don't even have to print the books. So it's very convenient. It's all there for you. I also have, if you're not very familiar with them, a free 13-part video course where I cover everything of the Robinson curriculum, A through Z, and that's free. So I will leave that link down below in case you want to check it out. Now, I believe I started this RC book list series at least maybe a couple years ago. It has to be. I know it was 2 houses ago that I started the series. So it's taken me a while to get through the whole thing. Now there's 157 main books. So you can see that right now we're sort of in that middle. All right, so picking up where we last left off, book number 86 is The Diaries of George Washington by, of course, George Washington. And this is in the category of American history. So in case you're brand new, again, you just stumbled onto this video series, each book is categorized in a certain way, which really helps you if you're creating transcripts and they're asking you, like, what are you doing for American history? What are you doing for poetry? Whatever. This makes it really easy to look at the list on the website and see what is in social studies category, government and economics, etc. So this is under the category of American history. It really sheds a lot of insight on his leadership strategy, decision making, thought process, all of it. It also includes more of his personal reflections and what he thought about his own family relationships. It goes into a lot more of nation building that happened after the Revolutionary War. Of course, it covers historical events, the most significant ones, but also just he talks about his daily life too. It's just really interesting. So that is volume 2. All right, now book number 87 in the same category of American history, we have the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. Now, this was actually first published in France in the year 1791 and was later published in the United States in 1793. It was then reprinted and reissued numerous times and remains a classic in American history literature. Now, I want to pause here because I always give my little disclaimer with reprints. It can be really hit or miss. Some reprints, like on Amazon, this has happened to me, you buy them, you can't really see pictures of what they look like on the inside, and then the font is teeny tiny, the pictures are really bad quality. So, just always be careful when purchasing reprints. Now, my favorite go-to for all reprints is New West Press. I always check them first to see if they have it. And they do have this one. They don't have all the books on the RC book list, but they are open to requests. Sometimes too, they are a home family business. So I'll leave a link for them below. You can check it out, maybe send them a request. So this is the paperback and this is the hardback. I like how they kind of have a little bit different covers here, but they're both complete, unabridged. And if you look behind me here, these 2 rows right here are all New West Press books. So like I said, I always check there to see if they have them. they have this one. I also wanted to show you real quick some of the other books. For example, for the younger kids, this is one of the RC titles, The Tale of Patty Muskrat by Arthur Scott Bailey. The font is a great size for young readers. It's perfect. They do such a great job formatting it. It's not like just scanned images in the public domain and printed. They actually like format it all. It looks really nice. Here's another one, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. This is in hardback. And again, great size. You can see great photos, nice clear pictures. They do a really great job. Here's another paperback, The Rover Boys on the Great Lakes. This is one, you'll find a lot of the Rover Boy books in the earlier part of the list. And again, just a really great size. And even some really fun sizes too, like this one, The Pied Piper of Hamelin. I think this is on the RC book list. I believe so. This is why I ordered it. But I really love this one. Like the illustrations. It's just such a high quality picture book. And I obviously like the whole aesthetic of all the white spines. So let's talk a little bit more about what makes this book so special, why it's on the list. He's obviously a very well-known, prominent person in American history, but he really talks about his rags to riches story, just from poverty to prominence. His whole journey from, really hard beginnings to then being a successful printer, to an inventor, contributions to science, and then a diplomat and his role, as one of the founding fathers. Now, I personally love a book that, yes, not just talks about historical events and accomplishments and all of that, but, how did people think about things? What drove his curiosity, right? To make those contributions to science, I'm not an inventor, so I just wonder how they think. So you definitely get that from this book. And of course it covers all of his civic engagements and all his diplomatic efforts and securing that support from France, all of that. They have a lot of these little sayings that people still say today. For example, one of his most famous ones is the one, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So that actually is his quote. And so a lot of his wise sayings and practical advice is still very relevant today. So that is book number 87, The Autobiography of Benjamin Franklin by, of course, Benjamin Franklin. All right, book number 88. It is under the categories of social studies and literature. It is a book by Samuel Langhorne Clemens, which is most popularly known under his pen name of Mark Twain. And I'm gonna just confess with you here, I have a hard time with the title of this book, the pronunciation of it. It's just weird to me, okay? But it's Pudd'nhead Wilson. Sorry, I'm probably not pronouncing it right. I'm not sure. I think maybe one or two of my oldest have read it, but I haven't read it. And I didn't know what this book was even about until I was doing research for this video. So one of the things is examination of race and identity, which I think Mark Twain does a lot in his books. But the story revolves around the switching of two infants, one white and one black, and the consequences that follow. So Twain uses this premise to delve into the complex themes of race, identity, and societal norms at the time. So reading that actually made me interested in wanting to read this book. The novel includes elements of legal drama, as one of the central characters, David Wilson, known as Pudd'nhead Wilson, is the lawyer. Okay, so that's where that name comes from. So if you like that sort of courtroom and true crime, all of that, you'd probably like this classic. Like most of other Mark Twain stories, this sets in the American South, particularly around the Mississippi River. The title character, Wilson, is known for his unconventional thinking, and then Roxanne, a slave in the novel, also stands out as a character dealing with issues of identity and self-discovery. So overall, it just sounds really interesting. It was, like I said, first published in 1894 and is considered one of Mark Twain's lesser known works, but it still offers rich exploration of societal and racial themes, along with Twain's signature wit and humor and storytelling. If you've read this book, I'm curious, please let me know in the comments down below and let me know your thoughts on it. All right, moving on, book number 89 is, yes, you guessed it, The Diary of George Washington, Volume 3 by George Washington, under the category of course, American history. Now, in this book, we just dive deeper into the early Republic days, his presidential leadership style, foreign affairs, but also peppered in with all of that is his personal and family life. And he talks about his relationship with Martha and already his thoughts on retirement and all of that. So that's volume 3. All right, and last but not least, number 90. This is under the category of literature and also poetry because it is a poetic book. It is Poems of Oliver Wendell Holmes by Oliver Wendell Holmes. Now, he is actually considered one of the fireside poets from the New England territory for his time, and that also includes Henry Longfellow. If you're not familiar with Henry Longfellow, he wrote the epic poem Hiawatha, and it's one that I've talked about a lot on this channel, and I've used it as a resource for memorization, dictation, all that good stuff. Now, Oliver Wendell Holmes, he actually was a physician, so you can see that in a lot of his poetry. He was well known for his witty and humorous medical themed verses, which I think is really interesting for a poet. And in general, his poetry covered a wide range of topics from the medical profession to literature, society, and everyday life. His versatility as a poet is evident in the diversity of themes and styles found in his poems. So that's it for this batch, 86 to 90. And as you can see, we have a great mix of poetry and literature, autobiographies. And so this is just a great way to learn through the people that actually lived through those historical events. That's one of the main things the RC curriculum is known for, is using living books, using some of the best literature that we have in the public domain in our history, and using that instead of maybe just, kind of boring, dry textbooks written by recent college graduates. So just saying. I will leave some helpful links down below, from the reprints from New West Press to my free Robinson curriculum course if you'd like more information on that. Now, if you like this video, first of all, please give it a thumbs up, but I think you would really like the whole series as well, so I'll link the whole series here. But YouTube's algorithm thinks you would like this video instead, so whichever one you choose, I will see you there. Bye for now.